that song? Anyways, we are officially in game week, folks. It's week 1, Monday. We've got a depth chart to look at. And of course, I'll be coming out with my preview for the Utah State game here within the next 24 hours. Before we get to all the fun stuff, let's thank our sponsors. Ascent Nutrition, first of all. I've talked about their products, but how about their new Lion's Mane mushroom powder? It's been shown to support brain health, memories, healthy stress response, overall immune system health. You can mix it into yogurts, smoothies, juices, granola, other foods quite easily, and they can be enjoyed along with some of their other great products. Ascent Nutrition offers a complete line of fantastic products, healthy for you and your daily routine, including their organic mold and mycotoxin-free coffee. Use the code Hawkeyes for 15% off your order at goascentnutrition.com. Also, Iowa floor covering and their Tough Core Click Together 4.5 millimeter waterproof vinyl flooring. It is available at just $269 with self-installation. Thank you to Ryan, to Tyler, and the guys down at IFC in Bondurant. Check out their great products and their great service. Give Iowa Floor Covering a chance to serve you and your flooring needs. iowafloorcovering.com/DIY. So we've got a week 1 depth chart, folks, from the University of Iowa on this Monday. The game notes dropping earlier today, and here's the depth chart for week 1 against Utah State. And honestly, at first glance, not really a ton of surprises. The biggest takeaways for me is presumably Iowa going into week 1 extraordinarily healthy. And that is a breath of fresh air given the last couple of years and some of the injuries that Iowa has dealt with. We start with the offense at the top. Nico Ragaini, presumably healthy. He's back. He missed some time in the fall, but never really thought, didn't sound like that was ever a real serious injury. Iowa being cautious with the super senior. He is being backed up by Seth Anderson, the transfer from Charleston Southern, his first appearance on the fall depth chart after having a nice showing at Kids Day and throughout fall camp. You see Lachey, All, and Estringa all listed as your top 3 tight ends. Maybe Steven Stilianos is banged up, or maybe Estringa is still ahead of Steven Stilianos. That might be my only slight surprise from the offensive side of things on this depth chart. We'll see all 4 of those tight ends at some point this year. You look at left tackle, Mason Richmond, Jack Doetzler, backing him up. At left guard, Nick DeYoung, Rusty Feth, the transfer from Miami, Ohio. We know those guards. We could see some mixing and matching. We got Logan Jones and Tyler Ellsbury at center. Connor Colby is, as of right now, the starter at right guard. Bo Stevens also on the depth chart. Jennings Dunker is your right tackle, but boy, more good news, and this is consistent with the information I dropped a few days ago. Dejon Parker is healthy, and he's back, and that's huge news. The transfer from Saginaw Valley State, probably the truest right tackle they have available, and he is listed behind Jennings, so assuming he's back up to full speed, and it sounds like he pretty much is, if Jennings struggles, don't be surprised if they go with Dejon Parker. And frankly, folks, I wouldn't be surprised if Parker is your full-time right tackle by the end of the year. I think ideally that happens, and then you can move Jennings Dunker back inside. The other wide receiver position, you got Deontay Vines, who was hurt much of last year after having a strong fall camp. He heads into week 1 healthy. And how about this? Ohio State transfer Kaleb Brown is on the depth chart. No walk-ons on the depth chart at receiver for week 1. Quarterback, Mr. Cade McNamara. He is QB1 after returning. There was a photo dropped over the weekend from one of Iowa's practices where he was shown back in Kinnick on the practice field. That's a breath of fresh air. There were rumors going around that he might miss week 1. I had never gotten any indication, at least from anybody that I consider to be in the know, that he was in real danger of missing week 1. He is your starter, assuming he stays healthy throughout the week. Deacon Hill, Joe Labus, your QB2 and QB3 options. Running back, Caleb Johnson, LaShawn Williams, Jazian Patterson, healthy at tailback. That's good news. Hayden Large, your 6'5 fullback, and Rusty Van Wetzinga, the freshman from Pleasant Valley, listed as your backup fullback. No surprises, really, besides maybe Stilianos not being listed as tight end 3, and both receiver transfers, both big-name, high-profile transfer wide receivers are on the depth chart. Look at the defense. Deontay Craig, Max Llewellyn, no surprise there at left end. Y.A. Black filling in for Noah Shannon, who is out pending an appeal on the season-long suspension. Aaron Graves is there. He'll play enough snaps to basically be a starter as well. Logan Lee, Jeremiah Pittman, he is healthy and on the depth chart. Joe Evans, Ethan Herkett, those guys are listed on the depth chart. And then at linebacker, you've got your top 3, Jay Higgins, Nick Jackson, Kyler Fisher. Sebastian Castro is your cash guy. At safety, you've got Xavier Wampa at strong, with Castro, who can flex back there at strong safety if need be. Quinn Schulte and Cohen Intringer listed as your free safety 1 and free safety 2. Jaden Harrell, I don't want to skip over him. Jaden Harrell is listed here at middle linebacker. Jay Higgins, obviously a senior. We'll see what happens with his career after this season, what Jay Higgins decides to do. But Jaden Harrell was a somewhat highly touted recruit out of Des Moines. It'd be nice to see him get some time and be able to kind of take over the linebacking core after this year, potentially. But he is listed on your depth chart. And then you look at cornerback. Obviously, Cooper DeJean is the man at left corner. TJ Hall, the sophomore from California, he is listed as your backup at left corner. Jamari Harris, Deshaun Lee, who had a strong fall camp. Those guys listed at right corner. And remember, if you didn't catch this yesterday, and I didn't talk about it on the show, the Big Ten is now requiring teams to release availability reports prior to game day. So I would guess that Iowa and most teams are going to have to pretty much be forthright about injuries, probably on those depth charts. And I haven't read the fine language, the fine print, I guess I should say, of that new rule. But my guess is their appearance on this depth chart means they're healthy. Now, those things could change before Saturday. But boy, you look up and down this roster, minus Noah Shannon, who's out due to a suspension, and maybe Steven Stilianos. I'm just trying to filter through here. I've only been looking at this for a few minutes prior to jumping on here to record this video. I'm trying to figure out who else is missing. Iowa, as healthy as they've looked that I can remember in recent time. Brian Allen Jr. is not listed on the defensive line. I'm not surprised by that. They're really deep there. I still see him getting snaps at some point this season. Drew Stevens, your place kicker. Torrey Taylor, your punter. Luke Elkin, your snapper, and Torrey Taylor also holding down the fort as the holder. So that's where we're at with the depth chart, folks. So far, so good. Keep your heads high about Cade McNamara staying healthy. He's obviously the most important player on this football team. And if that offensive line can gel, it looks like now they're almost completely healthy. That is just so rare. Assuming that's the case, we'll get it here from Kirk tomorrow on Tuesday. He'll have a press conference, but they seem to be really healthy heading into game week, and that is great, great news. Knock on wood, because things can happen before Saturday. I'll be with you throughout the week talking Iowa football. I'm recording a show with Don Patterson, Coach Patterson, tonight, Monday night, and we'll be releasing that in the coming day or two. We will have a live show for you on Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Live, myself and Swarm Collective leader, CEO Brad Heinrichs, will be here to talk with you Hawkeye fans out there about the season ahead and about the Week 1 matchup against Utah State. Join us then, live Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We will talk to you very soon.